All right, we're here at Clift Farms, just north of Highway 72, kind of in the area between Madison and Harvest. Clift Farms has a lot of history here in the area. It's one of those families that really was kind of one of the first families in the Huntsville area, and they had a very large farm, been around for decades and decades. And what's really cool about this community is it's one of the few places where the descendants of the original farmers didn't sell all the land. So yeah, you have a beautiful community here and you have a lot of amenities within it, but just on the other side is the remaining portion of the farm, which is actively farmed. They have a farmer's market. So it's really cool to be able to keep that kind of history and that agriculture here right inside the community. Community's been around for a couple of years. It really took off. I mean, right there during the peak of the pandemic was when this community was really coming into its own. So there's several hundred, probably well over 1,000 homes here. There's still a lot more development going on. There's a lot of land in the area, and the builders and developers are able to continue to grow in this area. It's also brought up the home values of a lot of the surrounding communities that might have been here for 20 to 30 years. So speaking of the community, being just north of Highway 72 here, as you're coming in, you're going to see it's like Restaurant Row. There's probably close to a dozen or more restaurants over there right up against Highway 72. And as you come back, there are more and more. So there's layers to this community. You're going to see that kind of restaurant layer. You're going to come back and have more of like a strip mall where you have your grocery store, your haircuttery, things like that. And then coming back further, you're going to have apartments. And then now you're going to be back here in the single family residence section. So there's been a few different builders in here over the years. Currently who's building here is Lennar, and then you also have Stone Martin builders. Now I've worked with Stone Martin in a lot of different communities, and this is a kind of unique floor plan they offer here that you're seeing around me. These are the rear entry garage. You got the white picket fence, the smaller yards, but really that kind of timeless classic look that you've seen for a long time. So what you're going to see, while these are what sometimes are colloquially called shotgun homes, they're deeper rather than wide, and they've really got that Craftsman style. You're going to see hardy plank, board and batten siding, the big square windows, the kind of like, for lack of a better word, chonky door handles, as we like to say. So it's not just on the exterior of the home like you see in these shots, but it's actually on the interiors of the home as well. So the casings around it, the openings around the doors, the frames around windows, and the seals, all of these are going to have a unique Craftsman style to them, so that flow that you see from the outside goes all the way through the inside. So these are really for people that aren't looking for a lot of maintenance. Maybe you need enough yard to let your pup out or your kid to kick a soccer ball, but you're not really looking for a lot of yard to maintain. These aren't acreages or quarter acre or anything like that. Who that appeals to are people that are looking for like a little bit smaller lot. They're not looking to cut a lot of lawn during the summer. So these homes can be built out to what they call zero lot line, where the edge of the home and the edge of the lot are right there, or there can be a little bit of a gap in between where you do have some yard space. They're also typically rear entry garage. This cuts down again on some of the yard space and a lot of the maintenance. So what you're looking for here are people that like that kind of city center feel without necessarily being in all the traffic and the city. So they don't want a lot of lawn maintenance. They do want to be within walking distance of things, but they also like to have a little bit of fresh air, some peace and quiet, and not be in the rush of everything as well. So it's really a central location for all the different job centers. You're no more than 15 minutes away from Cummings Research Park, which is where you're going to find all the government contractors like the Lockheed Martins and the Grummans. You're no more than 15 minutes away from the airport here, which is where you're going to find more of that industrial space as well as some of the shipping and receiving areas. And then we're maybe 20 minutes north of here is the Huntsville Industrial Complex, which is where you'll find Toyota motor manufacturing. We're also really close to a lot of the greenways in the area, close to a lot of the indoor and outdoor parks. So there's a ton here to do. And even if you wanted to go to Montesano or something like that, you're within 20 minutes from here. So it's a great central location, and it's awesome because you've got things in walking distance, and if you got to hop in your car to get out to something else, you're not far away either. One of the top things you need to know about is being able to negotiate the price. There are builders out there that they're absolutely firm on their price, and there's some that there's a little bit of wiggle room, but of course they're not going to tell you that up front. I'm an advocate for you, and we're going to find that right home, and sometimes that's by eliminating all the wrong ones. Understanding that different project managers for different builders are going to build a different quality, knowing when to really inspect and where to inspect in these homes. Like a lot of times we walk through a finished product and boy does it look great, but that could be lipstick on a pig. What you really want to do is go behind the walls, look at the homes that are under construction and see what's going on there. Is the project manager really running that job site, or are the subcontractors? And these are all things that people that work for the builder, they're just never going to take you to do that, because I think if you're getting a $280,000 home, you deserve a quality one just as much as if you're getting a $2 million home. I'm Cameron Walker, broker owner of Cameron Walker Realty, located right here in Huntsville.
If you like this video about Huntsville, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. It really helps others discover the channel. Thanks.